All right, guys, I found a very undervalued altcoin. Now, I might invest in it after this video. I haven't done it yet, but Automata is very interesting. They solved the hair on fire problem. In my personal opinion, they're extremely undervalued. Their branding is outstanding. So in this video, we're gonna be talking about Automata. I'm gonna give you a complete breakdown and all the important details. Keep watching. What's going on, everybody? Alex back with another video. Today we're doing an Alex short. In Alex shorts, what I basically do is I talk about cryptocurrency, topics or coin reviews in less than 5 minutes because I know you are really busy. If you appreciate this content, do us both a favor, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with a friend. I talk about cryptocurrency, entrepreneurship. I try to keep things as down to earth as possible, and I back up everything I do with as much evidence as possible. Also, I never ever accepted a sponsorship in my life, and I know the legal implications of doing that. I have to disclose if I am working with Automata, and I'm telling you right now, I am not. I'm not getting paid by them, which allows me to have unbiased research. All right, as you can see over here, it's ranked 348 by market cap, on CoinGecko, and you can see the market cap is 186 million. Now, you guys know that's the range that I like to look for. I look for projects that are anywhere from 100 million to 500 million. It allows me to put a good amount of money in it. And if we just briefly look at the liquidity, you can see that it's on a lot of exchanges for a $186 million market cap coin. Centralized exchanges, decentralized exchanges, and that excites me because I can put large amounts of capital without, getting slippage. And that also excites me because whales can definitely make their way in there. You could also see it's on the Ethereum network, so they have access to a lot of liquidity. And look at that 24-hour volume, 22 million. That's pretty significant. So if we actually go into what Automata is, we have to explain the actual issue first. What is the big problem Automata is going to solve, right? And that's basically MEV. I've talked about this before on my channel, but if you're new here, basically, just to put it very briefly, it's called minor extractable value. It's currently happening on proof of work blockchains, but we see in the future that it could happen to any blockchain on any consensus. So they're trying to switch the name to maximal extractable value, right? And the point of it is that right now, being that the blockchain is open and transparent and you could see every transaction in the history of everything, there's actually bots that will look and navigate the blockchain and look for opportunities to basically take advantage of traders or liquidity providers. There's a lot of ways you could do that. So one example, and there's a whole bunch of different attacks, and this is not a video for that, it would take way too long, but this one attack here is basically called a sandwich attack. And how it works, and I've actually been a victim of a sandwich attack. So let's say hypothetically you go to Uniswap, you make a trade. Okay, if the coin you're buying is extremely volatile, it can move 20% in less than a second. So when you're putting the trade in, you can set parameters. So it's called slippage. You can set parameters. Hey, if this coin jumps up 5% or drops 5%, still submit the trade. Okay. What this allows, people with bots to do is they can identify who's doing that. So some people make a mistake of putting like 20% slippage, right? I've done this before. I put like 10% slippage on accident one time. Well, it wasn't on accident. It was on purpose, but it was because I wanted to get my transaction through. But some people will make the mistake of putting 20% slippage. So what this, bot will do is actually identify that and take the difference. So that 20% difference, they will artificially drop the price of the coin or increase the price of the coin to basically force you to buy it for a more expensive price, and then they'll dump it right after. And they'll take the difference of that 20% by just identifying it on the blockchain and submitting their transaction before you do, which they could see as well. If you guys understand what a mempool is, you would understand that. But this is like high level stuff. The important part, to put it in layman's terms for you guys, is that the blockchain is not so private. It's not as private as you think. People can see all of your transactions. They can front run you. They could basically take advantage of a lot of ways that they haven't even conceptualized yet. They don't even understand how this works. And this is why I like this project, because this is some high level stuff, okay? A lot of people don't understand this, and they solve the hair on fire problem, which puts it in a unique category of something that's probably going to be used like over and over again by developers in the future, and nobody knows about it. Right? That's like exactly what I do in investing, right? So if we look at here, you can see privacy middleware in a multi-chain era. So that's the crazy part about it, is that, they're not only jumping on Ethereum, but they're jumping on every other chain, okay? There's a couple of products they currently have, but just to briefly run through it, we see Witness, which is private governance. You guys know that decentralized autonomous organizations are big in crypto. And, when you vote, there's a chance you can get doxxed, right? Somebody can actually find your wallets and identify who you are in real life. And the whole point of blockchain technology is permissionlessness, right? So in general, having private governance is pretty interesting. I think a lot of decentralized autonomous organizations are probably going to go for that. Also, we have Conveyor, which is basically a solution to minor extractable value, like the same thing we just talked about. So instead of the bot being able to see your transaction in a mempool and front run you, or basically copy your transaction and take advantage of you, they have kind of like a sequencer that puts it in the correct order. It's hard to explain, but we'll dive into it a little bit more. And then we have Librarian, which is like do not track indexing, which provides no tracking data indexing and queries for blockchain users, developers, and various data providers. So in general, just more privacy, okay? And they have different products for that. If we look at the roadmap, this is the only thing I hate. They don't give dates on the roadmap. It's a very interesting concept. Their branding is outstanding. It's probably one of the best branding projects I've ever seen in cryptocurrency. And I'm not saying that, I'm not gassing it up. I'm like being honest. The branding in this project's outstanding. But the only thing that bothers me a little bit is that they're not putting dates on this. They're kind of just giving us a roadmap, and there's no clear, time span. So that was an issue for me. That was probably the only issue. Also, of course, that I haven't found any details on the team because of privacy, obviously. And that's what they're, trying to do here. If we look a little bit deeper into the project, you could see that Witness is basically a customizable voting service for decentralized application. Witness provides a fully decentralized voting platform with privacy features across different blockchains. So obviously you get the features of privacy. It's cheap. They also have Chain Hook, which is basically a trigger on-chain execution based on voting results. This basically enables calling of the on-chain contract, which was registered at proposal creation. We also have modularity. Each of these functions can be used as standalones or together. If a project wants to use Witness as a signal tool with an on-chain execution, this is also possible. So in general, I know the average person is trying to listen to this and it's hard for them to understand, but basically it just gives more privacy to voting mechanisms in general. If we look at the second product, which is the Conveyor, same thing I just explained to you before. It's a service that ingests and outputs transactions in a determined order. This creates a front-running free zone that removes the chaos of transactions reordering. This is really important, okay? If we look at the next product that they have, which is context-free network, it's basically trying to scale all of this into different types of blockchains and basically create a context-free pre-production environment for real-life learnings to be applied to the eventual rollout of the mainnet. During this time, they're just kind of offering products, but they're going to have like a full service solution. So I thought that was really interesting that, multiple blockchains can connect to. If we look over here, they're so serious, they actually came out with an MEV wiki, and they have identified that basically people don't understand what this means, and that's really big. Also, their Telegram community is crazy. That's 70,000 members and only $200 million market cap is insane. Look at their Twitter, 139K followers. This is pretty big, guys. I'm going to be honest with you. So in general, I feel like the marketing's on point. Their product is clearly on point. They're going to be launching on multiple blockchains. Actually, there's one thing I wanted to show you guys. If I scroll to the bottom here, they're actually already partnered with some of the biggest names in crypto. Avalanche, Moonbeam, Polygon. That's kind of crazy. So in my non-financial advice, I would say this project is extremely undervalued and probably something I'm going to pick up at a discount. That's it for this video. If you like the quality of this content, hit like. If you don't, leave some constructive criticism. Subscribe for more video updates. And like I always say, if you don't get with it, you will get left behind. Catch you guys in the next video.